Have you heard of the popular children's novel Anne of Green Gables? Many people are familiar with Lucy Maud Montgomery's spirited and unconventional character Anne Shirley. The story takes place in the rural setting of Prince Edward Island, where Anne, a young orphan girl, is mistakenly sent to live on a farm in the fictional town of Avonlea. Although considered a Canadian classic, Anne of Green Gables should belong in the international canon of children's literature, as Anne's likable, relatable presence has made a significant impact in numerous cultures beyond the shores of PEI. Lucy Maud Montgomery was born in 1874 in Clifton, PEI. Montgomery was first educated in a one-room schoolhouse close to her grandparents' farm. She became one of the very few women of her era to pursue higher education by studying select English courses at Dalhousie University. Throughout her early life, Montgomery wrote frequently and published a few poems and short stories. In 1908, she published Anne of Green Gables and achieved international fame and success. While Montgomery wrote other books, including Emily of New Moon and 6 sequels about Anne, none achieved the same success as Anne of Green Gables. Her novel maintains incredible popularity with continued publication and has been adapted into films, radio productions, theater productions, television movies, and television series like the upcoming CBC adaptation Anne of Green Gables premiering on March 17th. So why the continued success of this story? Ultimately, readers are enchanted by the character of Anne Shirley. Anne begins as a red-headed orphan girl that arrives on the Cuthberts' doorstep at Green Gables. She has many virtues. She is imaginative, talkative, eager to please, and has a desire to make friends. However, she also has faults. She is vain, hot-tempered, and overly dramatic. This balance of virtues and faults makes her a relatable character. We dream along with Anne as she imagines and fantasizes, but we also share in Anne's imperfections. Due to her desire to fit in, Anne continuously gets herself into mishaps. Unintentionally dyeing her hair green and accidentally getting her best friend drunk are just two of the many entertaining situations Anne gets herself into. The development of Anne's character is in the style of Bildungsroman, which is a focus on the moral and psychological growth of a main character. As Anne ages, her faults fade, and she proves herself to be a loving and intelligent girl. She succeeds in winning the admiration of the Cuthberts, the people of Avonlea, and her readers. The character of Anne Shirley effectively reaches beyond Canadian shores and is popular in many countries around the world. These countries include the USA, China, and Sweden. One country that stands out among others as a leader of Anne fandom is Japan. Anne of Green Gables was originally introduced to Japan in 1952 and appeared as Akagi no Anne, or Red-Haired Anne. The book was wildly popular and has since been translated into manga and anime versions, as well as numerous Anne-themed books and merchandise. Each year, Japanese tourists flock to Canada's smallest province to immerse themselves in Anne's world. However, Bergstrom argues that Anne's fandom is not the result of wishing oneself away from one's Japaneseness or toward phantasmal Canadian whiteness. Instead, Anne's world serves as a connection between Japan and Canada, a time and place that both Canadian and Japanese readers understand. The interaction between natives of PEI and Japanese tourists is mediated by Anne and Avonlea. This common ground serves to shrink the distance between cultures, and Anne's relatable character serves to identify similarities between people. There should be no doubt that Anne of Green Gables stands among some of the greatest children's literature in the world. Not only does Anne's character enchant the reader, but it has successfully crossed cultural borders to unite readers. In a time of strain between many countries, it is increasingly encouraging to see the ability of children's literature to connect people across the globe.